Good evening, guys. Thank you for jumping on the call. I really appreciate it. It looks like we have a really huge turnout tonight, which is amazing because this call is really getting us ready for one of the biggest things that our team has ever gone through. We are currently in the running to be an elite team, and we have a couple coaches on the team who are pushing hard for Premier, and I know Katrina is also pushing for elite too. So what I'm going to share with you guys is just a little bit of color on what it means to be an elite team, because I know myself this time last year, I didn't really understand it. All I knew was that my coach was going for it and she needed my support. And so I was like, okay, whatever you need, I'll do it. And that was me holding my rank and communicating with my team. So what it means to be an elite team is that team fears to be recognized in the top 1% out of 370,000 coaches. So that's pretty phenomenal. We also get, one, bragging rights. So when you're recruiting, you can be recruiting to an elite team. But other things, if you're local to my area, because I host Super Saturday, you would get exclusive sneak peeks to workouts because elite coaches get all of those workouts early, which is pretty awesome. My picture would go up in corporate. Even though I'm the one getting the title, this is a team effort, and I can't do it with anyone without any of you guys. I was just having this conversation with Leslie the other day, and it's just, to be perfectly honest, without you guys, I can't reach this goal. And that's why it's so important for you guys to be communicating with your teams, your goals, because alone we can do so much, right? When we're working towards Diamond or we're working towards Emerald, we can start recruiting and do that ourselves. But as you're trying to grow your organization, that is truly where team becomes a family and you really just start working together and molding together. And I'm really excited to have Lindsay on the call tonight because her team is a great example of that. For those of you that don't know Lindsay Simms, she's a 3-star diamond. She is from Texas as well. And her and I have become good friends over the last few months. We have very similar goals, and so we encourage and push each other. We spent some time together in Nashville, and we'll also be together in January at the New Leader Conference. She and her team are just a ray of sunshine in my life. And I know that she's going to add so much value to you guys tonight. She is also a contender for Premier. And I have no doubt that next week when we start that qualification, we're all going to be biting our nails. But we push and pull each other together. And that's the great thing about this business is it's not just our team. Her and I we're all under Mindy's team as well. But she doesn't benefit anything from me. But yet she still helps encourage and pushes me to be my best. And that's the type of people that I want to surround myself with, like-minded people. We'll be on the cruise together. So it's great that I have this friendship with somebody who I get to see multiple times a year because of this business. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let Lindsay introduce herself, share some of her story, the ways that her team's been successful, and the ways that they just don't stop working and never give up. So, Lindsay, take it away.
Thanks, Melissa. First of all, I just want to congratulate all of you on being an elite team. I know there's no doubt in my mind that y'all are there. So, believe it. That's so exciting. If you don't realize how huge it is, you're about to see it. So, it's exciting. Just gives me the chills to think about getting to celebrate that for y'all, with y'all. So I'm excited. Like Melissa said, my name is Lindsay. I've been a coach. September 22nd was my year anniversary. And just kind of my strategy when I started was just to go all in. As a matter of fact, I mean, you should be doing your personal development every day. And there's a reason why. I actually listened to the book, You Are a Badass, before I ever even signed up as a coach. I had a friend say, I think you should listen to this. And so I listened to it on audio. And it really just gave me the confidence to know without a doubt that I could do this. And so the day that I signed up, I started a challenge group. I went all in. And so from there, I know that y'all know this, but so I signed up on September 22nd. By the end of the month, I had hit like Success Club 13, and I had no idea what it meant. Didn't know what a Success Club point was. The very next month, my coach, Christina Lewis, said, get on this fall classic. All I knew is that like I could hit a home run by points. Still didn't really understand it. So my partner and I got a triple. I think I was like Success Club 30 or something. So, I mean, looking at it now, I mean, it's such a big deal. I had no idea then what all the points meant because I wasn't focused on that. I was focusing on having fun, really helping people. And I think when you do that, you know, whenever you really focus on your actual purpose as a coach, the Success Club points come, the rank comes, all of that. So that's some huge advice I would just give is just don't forget to stop having fun, you know? I mean, always have fun, always play your part. And so when you do get in the business aspect of it, yes, it's frustrating because it's a business. When I say frustrating, it's you know, it's challenging. But when you start feeling overwhelmed, just stop and back up to the basics. Why'd you do it? And just, you know, always go back to your why. So one thing that I really do, and I kind of tell my team is like, I really have like a no tolerance, no excuses type approach. Not just with the business, you know, being a coach, but even with my challengers. Like the number one thing that, and I see Yolanda has a no slacking, no quitting, no whining, no excuses on her picture. And I love that because, I mean, that's really what it is. When someone says, I don't have time, like that phrase is like not even allowed in my world. Like you can't even say that because, you know, like, look at Melissa. She has 3 children. She was working full time. And look where she's at. Look where she has like, you know, led her team. So same thing with me. Like I started this business when my son Brady was 3 months old, working full time. So, I mean, it's like, it can be done. So let me think. So that being said, just going all in, encouraging my coaches to attend every team call. You have to be engaged. You have to be on the team calls. If your upline provides any type of training, whether it's Melissa or Melissa's coaches or Becky or Christina, you jump all over that. And Melissa, you probably can agree that even if you've done it before, do it again, do it again, do it again. Because the more you listen to something, the more it kind of really clicks. So I jumped from diamond to 3-star in 7 months.
Can you tell me how quickly you went to diamond?
Oh yeah, so I advanced to diamond in 35 days, and that was from being in a push to diamond group. And then when the next push to diamond group came around, which was Becky and Christina's, and they did the big pot, you know, I told all my coaches, I was like, I didn't get offered any type of cash to go to diamond, you know. I wasn't in like this $13,000 pot. It was kind of like, get to diamond, okay. So I was like, this is a huge opportunity. And so I had 3 coaches join, all 3 advanced. So that was a huge, like the momentum pusher for our team. So, you know, and from there you get to open your second business center. And so there's so many advantages and you're just proud, like the bragging rights, like Melissa said, your business just advances whenever you really, you know, go all in, put all your heart in and just do the work and have like that no excuses mentality. You know, I think that we can all sit there and compare, because when you start looking at yourself and comparing yourself to other coaches, and like if these words are coming out of your mouth, well, yeah, she doesn't work. Well, yeah, she only has 1 kid. Well, yeah, her husband has more, you know, money. I mean, like you can list excuses all day long, but all that's doing is wasting your time and holding you back from being a better coach. Like, that is the honest truth. So there is no reason that everyone on this call cannot be diamond in 35 days, cannot be elite, premier. You all can do this to work. Another thing that I do every single month is write down my goals. At the beginning of the month, the day before the month, I write them down, like with a pen and paper. And everything has a date. So when you're writing down your goals and you put a date to it, subconsciously throughout the day, you know you have until that day to do it. And I would say 90% of the time, those goals are met. And I don't know if y'all can see this behind me, but I've actually it's like a drawing. It's like in my den. It's what we call a path plan. So this is like my 2-year plan. It's kind of like a vision board, like written out with markers. So I've created that and like hung it on my wall where I work every day. And it has 15-star diamond coach on there. Like, that's my big thing. Just be a dreamer and do the work, do the work that it takes to get it done. I'm very big, and I think Melissa is like visualizing where you want to be and how you're going to get there, and truly believing that you are that. So many times I say, Melissa, say, I am an elite coach. We are an elite team. Just say it over and over and over and over. And then you just convince yourself that there's no other option than to be an elite team, to be a diamond coach. So that's huge. Dreaming, goals, that should just be done every day or every month. So that's kind of my approach and our team's approach. And like you said, just like never giving up. It's going to be tough. You're going to have awesome months. You're going to have, not so awesome months. Some months are going to be harder than others. But that doesn't mean just because you don't reach your goal that you just quit. That just means that you learn from that and you set another goal the next month. You move the date of your goal to a different month, or to a different date. So what does it be? Be stubborn about your goals, but be flexible. What does it say? Stubborn about your goals, but flexible.
I don't know, but I always say it's not a marathon, it's a journey, and we're going to have road bumps. Yeah. So, and I could say, I just hit my year anniversary, and so a lot of my coaches are hitting their year anniversary, and that is so awesome to celebrate. That's a huge accomplishment because, I'm sure you'll know that some people, I think the average, stick with it 4 months. This is a business, I was listening to Shark Tank the other day, and they said, if you don't make a profit within 36 months, then it's a hobby. So, you have to invest in this business, your time, money, resources. It's a business. You can't expect it to just happen because it won't. You have to show up. You have to go to the Super Saturdays. You have to be at Summit. You have to be on these team calls. You have to listen to the national wake-up call. There's a reason that you have your 3 vital behaviors. Do them every single day. So that's what I don't know what else to say. There's everything that corporate have aligned, that Carl has said, personal development, be a product of the product, your 3 vital behaviors, it's true to its word. And being in the business over a few months, there are some months that you have slacked off, and I can personally say that elite was a goal of mine. I was so close. And just being realistic, not giving up, it's just not going to happen this year for me. So I had to change that goal to premier.
And I can look back and I know that I know what I did wrong. And I know that what I don't want to happen again, because it's not a good feeling to miss your goal. But that being said, take it as a learning opportunity, and you just keep pushing forward and don't let that happen again, because it is not fun. And I think, Danielle and Tony said on the national wake-up call the other day about being a product of the product. If you haven't listened to that, I would highly suggest you go back and listen to what she has to say. Just because you're a fit person doesn't mean that you can kind of do your own thing. You need to be doing our products, our fitness programs, because they work. And then you have to show other people that they work. So, and I'll say it over and over and over again, have fun with it. Don't take yourself so seriously, because that takes the fun out of it all. What else, Melissa?
I agree 100%. And Lindsay, you hit on some things, and you just said it again, but focus on having fun. Think about why. Why did you get started? What was it in you that inspired you to reach out to your coach, or when they reached out to you to say yes to this opportunity? How long did you follow them? What were the behaviors that you were seeing that made you want to be a part of this team or your coach's team, whatever that looks like? Because I think we get so lost in the business sometimes that we forget about that. And I can tell you, I've been there. I can tell you that, I've shared openly with you guys that I have struggles, and in September, I struggled significantly. Like, I was drinking wine every night and allowing this RA to really control me. And it was like, I woke up one morning and I was like, this is it. Like, the fire's done. I got to stop feeling sorry for myself. I have got to get back on track, because I'm leading you guys. And then I'm saying, hey, let's get our 3 well behaviors in, but I'm missing being proof of the product. Yes, I'm drinking my Shakeology, but if I'm only working out 2 days a week, I can't help you guys and hold you accountable, or my challengers. This business is fun. And like I was just saying, like, Gabriel's on the call now too, and she's one of my good friends, and they're both in Texas, and I get the opportunity to go visit and see them when we get together for the Success Club trips. This will be Lindsay and my first Success Club trip. Yeah. I can tell you, this time last year, I was sitting on the sidelines saying, man, I wish I could be like those coaches. Man, I wish I could go on those trips. Man, I wish that I could make $1,000 a week. The minute I made the decision to change my mind and start doing it, it got real. And it got real really fast. And you have to be serious with your goals. And like Lindsay said, if there's a training going on, jump in it. And just like I tell you guys on my new coach calls, jump on those calls. If you want to learn how to run them, jump on them. Heather can tell you that she would get on those calls and she would take notes. And then she was finally comfortable to start leading her own. And she does her own challenge groups and her own coach basics. And she's developed 2 diamonds under her because of the behaviors that she followed. And we have such an extraordinary upline. Becky and Christina are 2 of my favorite people ever, and Becky has really just mentored me and wrapped her arms around me, and that's been amazing. Don't think that you guys, that we're up down here and she's up there. These are normal people, guys. Lindsay is a normal mom. Like, I left my job not to take all these extravagant trips and things like that, but just to be a mom. But don't sell yourself short. Like, you're capable of making $1 million in this business, but you have to change your mind to want that. And until you do, you're going to be stuck. You have to throw those excuses out. You have to take the tentative language out. So saying, I want to be diamond, no, you change that to, when I'm a diamond on December 31st, 2015, like, that's the type of language that we have to practice, because the things that we say to ourselves, about ourselves, that's what becomes our reality, right? And so my kids, I think I've told you guys this before, but my kids think I'm crazy because I'm walking around the house going, I'm a 2015 5-star elite diamond coach. And my kids are like, who are you talking to? I'm like, anyone that'll listen, because I'm throwing it out into the universe. And I post about it, and people probably think I'm crazy on Facebook, and they probably thought I was crazy when I left my job, and they probably think I'm crazy that I posted 4 people in our Healthy for the Holidays challenge group lost 44 pounds, but that's okay, because this crazy idea that we have is not going to stop. And Lindsay said, you know, she just hit her 1-year anniversary. I can remember being on a call last year and someone saying what she said is, you know, within the first 4 months, people will quit. They will make excuses, especially this time of year, and then they'll go MIA. Think about if you stick with this in 1 year, where your income will be, where your health and fitness will be, your friend circle. I can tell you, I've had to cut out some people in my life because they either weren't supportive of my dreams, or they just weren't adding positivity into my life, and I had to get rid of negative stuff. But think about those things, because I would have never thought that this time last year that Team Fierce would be a 2015 elite coach or team at all. I didn't think that I was capable of making over $1,000 a week, but I am. And you guys are too. You just have to work for it. We have to get rid of the idea that when we're posting on Facebook that everyone is taking that as an invite, because I can tell you, unless you're reaching out and sending those private messages and having that conversation, people could be seeing it and not even thinking about it. You're just another person talking about another MLM, and there's so many people out there with the mascaras and the wraps and the Scentsy and all those things. You have to reach out and build relationships with people and get to know them and help them support their goals. Sometimes people don't even know that they're capable to set goals. I know I didn't. I was like, this is it. We're going to work until we're 65 and then hopefully have enough money to retire. Hopefully we'll get out of this credit card and medical debt. Hopefully we'll be able to do this. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Bullshit. Do it. Create it yourself. It's up to you to create your destiny. Your upline can't do it for you. Lindsay posted something earlier and I shared it, and it said that no matter how many motivational quotes you share or how many transformation pictures or how many this and how many that, you have to do the work to get the results. And that's just the reality of it. And I'm here to support each and every one of you, whether you're my coach or not. That's why I host the one-on-ones all the way down my downline, because I want you guys to be successful. I want you to have this fire when you wake up in the morning where you're like, this is it, this is the day, and no one's going to stop me. Do you guys have any questions for Lindsay? Because she has a lot of great tips, and like she said, you guys, I don't know if you caught this, but she said she went diamond in 35 days. Like 35 days. That's crazy. It's not unreasonable.
It's really not. I mean, you just have to decide and go all in and take the advice. And like Melissa said, you know, we've connected. Actually, Leslie Wood and myself were success partners. And so, you know, we were having like weekly calls just to support each other. And it doesn't matter what Melissa does or what Leslie does. Like, my rank, my income, my team is not affected by that whatsoever. But I mean, it's good to find someone outside of your team that you can connect with, because your team has a certain dynamic. And so, you know, really pushing someone else, or, you know, aligning goals like Melissa every day. It's like, now where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Because I promise you, even though like Melissa says, yes, she gets recognized for elite, but y'all are the ones doing the work, you know? And we want every one of you to be in the position that we're at. The feeling of advancing to emerald, advancing to diamond, star diamond, it is the best. It's just this sense of accomplishment that we want everyone to reach that goal. And so even, you know, and we all know reach out to another coach. If for some reason you and Melissa just aren't clicking, find me, find Gabriel, find someone that can push your button and make you, just light that fire in you to do it. And don't ever be afraid. Even Becky, Christina, like they all want you to succeed in this business because you can, like we all believe in you, whether you believe in yourself or not. And, and like Melissa was saying, like write it down. I still remember the date that I wrote down. I'd already advanced to diamond, but I wrote down, I am committed to staying diamond forever. And I've never dropped. Not one time. So, I mean, even if, just write it down and make yourself believe it and stick to it. And, I mean, there's a sense of pride there.
Totally. I know it's probably going to kick us off here soon, but if anyone has any questions or comments for Lindsay, you can definitely unmute yourself now. And if not,
can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let me turn the video. I just wanted to ask, how do you manage your time? Like sometimes I feel like I'm checking Facebook like every 5 minutes, or then there'll be like a day where I just don't do it at all, or you know what I mean? How do you time manage the family time and the time that you spend doing the social media stuff?
Great question. Okay, so I wake up in the morning and I have everything on my phone as far as like my personal development books, or I will Google an inspirational message and I listen to something for 10 minutes. So I do that, and then I do my workout, and then I get on social media. So, and by saying that, like sometimes I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, and that's what starts. So I wake up at 4:30, listen, read something motivational, like while I'm peeing or whatever, and getting dressed to get my workout in. And then I start my workout. I do my workout, take my selfie, post it on Facebook, and then go get ready for work. And then when I get ready for work, get my son, get us all dressed to go. I don't know how new you are, but the social media can be very addicting. So before you ever sit down at a desk and open your Facebook, write down what your purpose is. I'm going to check my challenge groups. I'm going to post this recipe, whatever, and do those things first before you start replying to any messages or check your notifications. Have a purpose on what you're doing. And don't let the phone define you. Like, don't go look every 5 minutes to see if someone posted. I think one of the things in You're a Badass, she was like, who cares? Or something about like, no one cares that you posted a picture of your cat. Like, that doesn't, how many likes that gets, that does not define you as a person. You're doing it to be present. So do what you need to do and forget about it. So I do that, and then I respond at lunchtime, of course, go to my car at work and respond. And then at night, I try really hard to get home off my phone. And then after Brady goes to bed, come check my messages, be on social media. I mean, within that, like when we're like cooking, I'll post something that we're doing that evening. And then wait till he goes to bed. You just have to have an agenda. You have to have a schedule and, get in that routine. And in the very beginning as a coach, you're going to spend a lot more time with the business. Gabriel told me, no one cares about your picture of your cat eating a potato chip. That's on You're a Badass. So, but it's tough, and you just have to find a balance and just keep asking for advice on that, because it's tough to find it.
I would say the other thing I would add in is creating a power hour. And I know Heather has one, I have one, and we can share those in the team page and the things that we fit into those. There's also going to be sacrifices that you have to make when you're building this business. I know when I was working full time, my schedule is very similar to Lindsay's. I would get up in the morning, I would get my workout in, I would get my post scheduled, I would take a shower, and then get the kids to where they needed to go. I would go to work. When I could, I would post, check in with my challengers, things like that. And then, I don't know if you guys get lunch breaks or things like that. I didn't, but I would utilize downtime to be able, at work, to be able to do things like that. But there's definitely, when you're building this business, sacrifices that you want to make, but don't sacrifice your family. Don't sacrifice the reason you're doing this. Make time for them. People are going to understand that you can't get on every call. They're going to understand that you can't make everything. Communicate those things. Your challengers or potential customers are going to be okay if you say, hey, we're going to bed for the evening. I'll get back to you tomorrow. I promise you they will. We only have less than a minute, so I want to take a picture if everyone wants to take themselves off of their private screen. And I am totally, don't even know how to do it with I'm going to stop.